one thing that I've heard Lane Norton go absolute bonkers, and he calls out Thomas DeLauer on it a lot
Oh,
when it comes to fasting. But at any time Thomas says the word autophagy, Lane goes fucking ape shit. Uh, your your thoughts
his eyes
on
twinkling.
autophagy?
I got some serious autophagy going on right now.
I'm gonna.
That grows on your foot, right?
Same
Or
here.
that's something else?
Yeah, I have some notes here.
Nice.
I hate autophagy so much. Like, it's like.
I feel like he's gonna like freestyle or rap about it right now, like Eminem, and drop the mic.
I'll play a beat.
uh, um. Okay, what does Thomas DeLauer say about autophagy?
And see, you gotta help me out here.
Well, pretty much it's just like cell recycling. So pretty much old cells are gonna kind of rejuvenate. That's the whole essence. And he says that when fasting, like autophagy happens all day long, every single day. But if you do prolonged fasts, that process speeds up. That's the only message that he has about autophagy. Not that it only happens when fasting. It's just a faster. That's what he says. That's what I think a lot of these individuals say. So
Cool. So I think one way that we're starting to see eye to eye on some things, or at least we can see each other's, or I can see that like science doesn't, we are starting to have some consensus about when things work, use them. And of course I've always said that, but a lot of things that you guys say about how fasting helps you, I'm going to listen, of course. Like, yeah, I believe that. It's like, of course. Here's the thing though about autophagy. Autophagy isn't something that, before I talk about it, I'm just going to introduce. Autophagy is not something that's just working for you. You don't know how much autophagy you're having. So it's not like, I can't be like, oh, well, it's working for you, so I accept it. It's like autophagy is this whole other thing that people are kind of making up. So first thing, calorie restricting versus fasting, what reduces autophagy more? Like overall,
what reduces autophagy more?
What induces autophagy more?
Okay.
And the answer to that is I don't think we know.
Mm-hmm.
We know that calorie restriction causes autophagy to go up also.
Yeah.
What about after you're done fasting and you start eating? Does autophagy go down again? Like back down? So what's the overall amount of autophagy that you're getting in fasting versus calorie restriction? Do we even know? We don't have any animal studies even telling us that.
Yeah.
Or we might have like a couple, and then some of the ones that I'm familiar with, like I've been familiar with, is like suggest that maybe calorie restriction caused more autophagy, but it might be the case that, like compared to fasting, it might be the case that like the mice weren't eating equal calories. So even though the fasted mouse was fasting, it was still eating more overall calories. It could have been like, I haven't looked at these studies, but
Okay.
I know that there's no firm understanding, and if anything, maybe there's more for calorie restriction, although that's really weak evidence. So like, that's the first thing.
Okay.
Is like, why do you need to fast to have autophagy? It's like, I don't think we even know that. And so why are you promoting fasting for autophagy? That's like the first thing. The second thing is like, we don't know that like autophagy is the reason you're having these benefits from fasting. Like if you knock out autophagy in animal models and in like the lab, yeah, you're going to lose benefit from fasting, but that might be because you're screwing up a lot of other things, because autophagy is essential for like just normal functioning. If you knock out autophagy in the brain, you don't have autophagy, you get dementia. Like the brains will deteriorate quickly, and their brain aging will be much faster,
Oy.
even if they're just fed normally, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is that autophagy just might be one essential ingredient among like 20 different essential ingredients. So just because you're increasing autophagy doesn't mean that not that you even know that you're increasing autophagy.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that you're increasing longevity. So why are you even talking about like you want to increase your autophagy by fasting, that you don't even know that it's causing more autophagy than calorie restriction and other forms of calorie restriction and we don't even know that that's really the reason you're getting longevity benefits from fasting.
Real quick. So
Uh-huh.
then where are some of these people that are saying that when you're fasting, you're increasing your rate of autophagy in that segment? Where are they getting their information for that?
They are increasing the rate of autophagy when you fast, right?
Okay.
Compared to just eating if you're a mouse
Gotcha.
and you're just eating
Okay.
chow all day long and you
Mhm.
fast and you'll see an acute increase in autophagy.
Got it.
Right? So
Mhm.
that's where they're getting it from. But like, we don't know that, as far as I know, we don't know that's better, going to cause more autophagy overall than just restricting those mouse's
Got it.
I
calories.
think a lot of times we don't even know, like, somebody might have made autophagy sound fancy and
Yes.
sound like a good idea, but then what are the repercussions of, like, there's always like a give and take of the human body. And so us, having more new cells or something, I'm sure maybe it's great for the moment, but maybe it's not great to do that often. And who really knows?
Yeah, no, totally. It could, and it could be that even if you do increase autophagy, exactly, even if you do increase autophagy, and this is giving me this other idea, like, you might also be causing other things bad to happen. So you might get more autophagy. Well, the other thing about autophagy is cancer upregulates autophagy. So maybe you're probably not helping cancer cells, but maybe you're helping cancer cells, or maybe you're killing good cells, some good cells that you don't even, that you don't want to kill. Well, of course, you're going to probably lose some muscle. Like, there's downsides too. The other thing is when you calorie restrict mice, a substantial proportion of mouse strains, they actually live less long. They die earlier.
Okay.
So just because you're increasing your autophagy and just because you're maybe increasing your chances of living longer doesn't mean you're necessarily increasing your longevity. And if you go really extreme, like, there's some people who are jacked and they're ripped and they're in great shape, they're in great cardiovascular shape, then they're adding long fat, 5-day fasts onto that. I don't even know if that's necessarily even doing them good, just because a mouse study of a fat mouse that you take the food away for 24 hours, which, by the way, taking the food away from a mouse for 24 hours is like taking food away from a human for 2 weeks. So it's you're almost killing this mouse. And then you're saying, oh, it's going to be it's going to be the same for me. It's totally different in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Sorry, totally different in so many ways. So that. So yes, it's basically some dude's oh, a Nobel Prize was won with this word autophagy. And autophagy sounds cool as hell, right? Self-eating. That's sounds like a metal band, right? It sounds really cool. And so of course you use that and then you can make you can make a religion out of it. And that's what they're doing, right? It's autophagy is the fasting god, right? Autophagy is the fasting god.
I
the
came here
final
to
boss.
heal you.
And yes, exactly. So the God is entering you and healing you from within. So that's it's the fasting God, and it's just as religious and just as not. It's totally it is. It's like their God. So.